Hello and welcome back today for episode 4 of the Padres March to October. And today is the start of the postseason. We're taking this 129-33 record that we had in the regular season and effectively erasing it. Because even though we had a 34-game lead, we had an entire month's worth of wins plus over the Dodgers, but now in the playoffs in the NLDS, it is an even playing field. And not only is it an even playing field, we're actually slightly disadvantaged here in game 1. We're going to be loading in already down 3-0. We do have a chance with the bases loaded right away, but we also have 2 outs. But before we get into that, we have a couple of things roster wise that are going on here, both on the pitching and hitting end of things. The CPU made some interesting decisions, couple new players on the roster, so we'll start with the hitting first. So after September call-ups and then shaving it back down to a 26-man roster for the playoffs, this is what the CPU decided to go with. Our starting lineup is untouched, but when it comes to the bench, we no longer have Rougned Odor and we no longer have David Dahl. So both of our lefty options gone, but we do get Christian Arroyo back, which is good. And then also Adam Engel stays up in the big leagues. So overall, even though it's nice to have lefties on the bench, I think Engel and Arroyo are better options to have on the roster than the 2 that we're losing out on. And with that in mind, I'm actually going to change our lineup here against righties because Nelson Cruz, I did notice his numbers dipped a little bit down the stretch. I mean, he still finished with these numbers, but in that last chunk of games that we simulated, it dipped from like a 320-ish average down to where he's at now. And those numbers against righties, especially the power, that came crashing down real fast at the end. So now he's only a 52 contact, 57 power guy. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to sub in Adam Engel for Nelson Cruz. We get better contact, actually. A little bit worse power. I think the clutch on Engel, the clutch on Engel is a lot better. And then obviously you've got the fielding and speed aspect. And where the fielding aspect is going to come into play is I'm going to move Juan Soto then to DH because he's still only a 59 rated fielder out there in left field. So that's not even going to get him a bronze badge. So we're going to move him to DH. We've got Adam Engel in the outfield. I'm actually going to swap him and Rosario just so Engel's playing his primary. So that should actually improve our defense in the outfield a lot, not having Soto out there anymore. And then based on the attributes, we shouldn't even be worse off at the plate with Engel in over Nelson Cruz. And then against lefties, I'm just straight up going to move Ha-Sung Kim to the bench for Christian Arroyo. I mean, Kim's a little bit better in the field, but that doesn't make up for how much better Arroyo is at the plate. 83 contact versus 69, better power. I think Arroyo has, much better clutch. And then we also have a difference pitching. Going back to the September call-ups though, the CPU brought up 2 position players, if I'm remembering correctly, which I think I am. So we didn't have any new pitchers, so it's kind of weird to have a difference in pitching. And the decision the CPU decided to make when it came to our pitching is a very interesting one because we now no longer have Seth Lugo in the bullpen. He is gone. He is off the roster. And they brought back Luis Garcia down at a 63 overall. The CPU also automatically reordered our starting rotation, which also moved Nick Martinez into the rotation and Michael Wacha out of it. Usually the game doesn't really let you make changes to the starting rotation here in March to October, but I feel like it kind of has the last couple times I've done it. So I may as well just move this back, have Nick Martinez in the bullpen. Usually this 5th starter doesn't get used anyway, so Michael Wacha basically becomes a bullpen arm also. But that's everything that's going on with our roster. Now let's take a look at what the Dodgers are looking like heading into this series against them. And it shouldn't take us too long to look at it because this is a team, if you watch my March to Octobers besides this one, that we should be very familiar with facing in the playoffs. So this iteration in this season sees Gavin Lux lead off, JD Martinez to follow. At least he's not playing center field. I feel like there's been a couple times where they stick JD out of position in center. But then you got Freddie, Mookie, Will Smith, Trace Thompson, who's always scary with good numbers against righties. Max Muncy, Chris Taylor, and Michael Busch. And then I'm sure against lefties, we're going to see a few differences here. We have Miguel Rojas in the lineup then, and Miguel Vargas makes his way in. So let's catch a glimpse at the kind of seasons that some of these guys put together. Gavin Lux barely played. Must have been stuck in the minors with his real-life injury type deal. JD Martinez, a lot of hits. Good contact numbers for him. Freddie Freeman, big season from him like usual. Mookie Betts with 36 homers. He's probably the biggest threat. Will Smith did all right. Trace Thompson with 30 plus bombs. It seems like he always manages to find a way to hit 30 plus. Max Muncy only 22, but that batting average is looking a lot better. Chris Taylor did not have that good of a looking season. And then Michael Busch is brand new. So that's the starting lineup against righties. Miguel Vargas starts against lefties. He actually put up some decent numbers. And then the only other starter against lefties is Miguel Rojas, who also put up some pretty decent numbers. I don't know though, I feel like just looking at those stats, surface level, doesn't seem like a lot of the individual seasons are as good as we've seen in other March to Octobers when we run into the Dodgers. So how about their pitching then? Because the pitching for the Dodgers is always a little bit scary. And yeah, I mean, the entire rotation is at least an 84 overall or higher. And honestly, the 84 might be the one that I'm most scared of facing because Dustin May is always good on this game. Actually, though, we're not going to see him because he's in that 5th starter spot. So unless he comes out of the bullpen, we probably won't be seeing Dustin May. And then the bullpen also is going to be looking pretty much the same as we're used to seeing this Dodgers bullpen look like. A lot of guys with pretty high hits per 9, pretty difficult pitch mixes. But like I said, we're at the point where we've faced these Dodgers so many times that we know what we're up against. Did anybody have standout seasons though? Gonsolin did all right in his 6 starts that he got. Kershaw was pretty good. Kept that ERA under 3. Urias doesn't really seem like much to worry about. Buehler didn't even pitch in the regular season, and then Dustin May we're probably not going to have to deal with. Bullpen wise, Syndergaard was a starting pitcher all year, and he did a lot better than I would have thought he would have. Ooh, and Alex Vesia got lit up, so that's interesting. Brewstar did not. Brewstar had a good 19 innings. Yency Almonte, solid. Fireeisen didn't pitch. Trinan didn't pitch. Hudson didn't pitch. And then Evan Phillips with a 155 ERA and 42 saves. So I don't know, man. By the numbers, I actually don't think these Dodgers are looking as good as we have seen them look in the past on different March to Octobers, but we are still down 3-0 right away. We've got to make a comeback, and if we don't, we're going to be in a hole. You don't want to lose game 1 of a best of 5 series, so we got to do what we can here to try and get at least a run across here in this first inning. All right, so here we go. We got Tony Gonsolin, 82 pitches in to deal with right away, but let's take a look at what's gotten us here so far. They've got a couple bombs. We have nothing but base hits and walks, and Austin Nola's getting caught stealing, which should never happen because he shouldn't be stealing. Musgrove's gotten hit around quite a bit, so he's probably going to be done. We do have a couple arms warming up already. So yeah, all it is then is to see what we can do with Amed Rosario here. He's got to come through. Need a big swing. I guess it is worth pointing out that all those lineup changes that I made before this game aren't actually into effect in this game. That's just how March to October works, unfortunately. So we'll see that take effect in game 2. Oh, that might bloop in. We might have gotten that. Oh my God, we got bailed out. Not a great swing at all from Amed Rosario, but the blooper is driving in too. That is the exact type of thing we need. A little bit of luck on my side here, and we shave it down to being down by just 1 right away. Oh, and then we're not even done yet. I can't even send him though. We had a 3-2 count, 2 outs, so the runners were on the move, and I still can't send the runner from second home. Combo of him being way too slow and Nelson Cruz hitting that way too hard. So we still need 1 more good swing here to tie the game before we end this inning. Man, another 3-2 count. You know they're not going to walk in the tying run, so you know something is going to be hittable right there. and I got on top of it. Timed it up and everything. Just needed to not be on top of it. But you know what? We did enough damage for the first inning. We've still got 3 to go, and all we need is 1 more run. Well, I guess I oversimplified that. We need 1 more run, and we need to hold the Dodgers where they're at. And actually, Joe Musgrove might be good to stick in this game. Yeah, I'm going to have him stick around here. He's got like about 1/3 of his energy left. Well, I don't like the fact that I left that right there and he turned on it, but it's harmless. There we go. We got the rollover. Out number 1 of the 7th recorded by Joe Musgrove. I'm going to try and get him through this inning. Ooh, that's not fun. I don't enjoy that. That was very weak off the bat. Oh, but right away on the ground from Mookie, we need a quick turn here, and we got it. 7th inning ended up being pretty quick for Musgrove there. Maybe I can even leave him in. Who knows? All right, we got Trent Grisham and then the top of the order. I make some good swings with Grisham. Let's get this guy on base here. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Get past him in center. I'm still going for 2. 77 speed made him run that down. There we go. Leadoff double for the 9-hole hitter. That is a great way to flip the lineup. Yep, and that's going to do it for Gonsolin. So we finally get to that bullpen here. Get to start eating into it here in game 1. Ooh, and it's Alex Vesia that they're going to first. He had a really rough looking ERA from what I saw, and we got a righty up here. Oh, no. I was all over that. Oh, I waited back and everything. Same problem I had with the last out in the 6th. I was on top of it. You know what? I wish I would have thought of this before the first pitch, but I probably should have brought in Arroyo here. I'm still going to do it. I wish I would have done that before I was down in an 0-1 count, but what can you do? And I take strike 3. Great job. And that's not it. That was awful. I did not think I was going to have that much trouble with Alex Vesia, but they really brought him in, and he shut it down quick. All right, well, do I want to keep Musgrove in? I mean, he still has a lot of energy. I think I'm just going to. Ooh, okay. We're good. Hit that a little better than I wanted him to, but it's still an out just the same. Oh, come on. Nobody's going to get there. Oh, man. Why has this happened the same way both innings? We get the first out, and then we give up a very weak hit up the middle. As long as we turn 2 again, then I have nothing to complain about. Oh, we got Muncy to swing through a curve. All right, that works too for now. Ooh, Chris Taylor's got a couple good takes going here. This is going to be Musgrove's last batter one way or another, and we're losing him here. Oh, that's lucky. See what we can do? We did get him to swing. It was in the dirt. He tried to hold up and couldn't. That's 8 innings from Joe Musgrove. Giving it his all here. We got to come through for him. They're going to Blake Treinen now, so no more Alex Vesia. Treinen is definitely one of the more difficult pitchers to face for me on this game. And I'm grounding out right away. Yeah, Machado's not quite quick enough to run that out. That is never a pitch you should be swinging and missing on, but that's what Treinen does to me. All you try to do is take away that inside sinker, so then if he throws anything off speed that even looks like it, you're flailing. Looking terrible, but you can't get me 3 times in a row. No, oh, I saw that. I saw that pitch so well, and my left thumb just didn't cooperate fully to get the PCI to the right spot. That needs to be destroyed. Oh no, I really let them get away with giving me that pitch. We got to do it in the bottom of the 9th, though. We have one last shot. Couple lefties due up back-to-back, so I'm going to Joe Mantiply here to start the 9th inning, and we have to keep them where they're at. I have a very good track record in the postseason in March to Octobers against Evan Phillips, who is most likely who they're going to be bringing in to close the game. So if we can keep their lead to just 1, that gives me as good of a chance as I can have to make this comeback in the 9th. And there's the first out. Oh, Mantiply doing it himself. Couple of weak ground balls on 12-6 curves. Now this is the one tough at bat. Couldn't face those first 2 lefties without also having to face JD Martinez. Just do the same thing though. Keep the ball on the ground and we'll be fine. And there we go. We didn't just keep it on the ground. We struck him out, way out in front of our hardest pitch, really. Somehow acted like a changeup. We got 8, 9, and 1 due up against their elite closing pitcher. And there he is, Evan Phillips. He's got 2 saves already in their first 2 wins, but he does have a 4.5 ERA, so he's at least given up, or he's had to have given up a run. We need him to give up 1 more here. Wait, don't tell me he's going to get to that. No, I thought that was getting out of play. I mean, first of all, that's got to be a pitch you destroy with where that was left. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's a pitch, though, you can much more easily get away righty-righty than if he makes that same mistake to a lefty. And then he makes that same mistake right away to a lefty, and I don't make him pay for it. Already 0-2 to Grisham. Oh, they let me hold up. All right, we worked it all the way back from the 0-2 to draw the walk, and I got bailed out a little bit at the end. Top of the order now, Bogaerts 0 for 4. All that means is he's due. Just can't hit it on the ground. Can't get on top of it. No, that was a nasty sinker. Wow, that had one of the more pronounced breaks you're gonna see from a sinker on this game, and I think that's where it got me. And then I just absolutely fold with Christian Arroyo. And we're going down 0-1 in the series, guys. 129 regular season wins does not matter one bit once you get to the playoffs. Very unfortunate situation for us to load into, though. I mean, down 3-0. That's about the toughest comeback they make you have. But on the other hand, I immediately bumped that down to 3-2. So I mean, if you eliminate that 6th inning and they loaded me in the top of the 7th, and I'm down 3-2, and I have 3 clean innings to do it, that's basically what we turned it into, and I probably should be winning the game in that scenario. But you know what? We can't just sweep our way through the postseason. We're eliminating that possibility right away, so we gotta lock it down, gotta focus up, and take it one game at a time. Just got to worry about what this next game scenario is. The negative momentum shouldn't hurt us. It doesn't really come into play once the playoffs start. So what do we have here for game 2? What are they going to give me? We're up 1 this time. Gotta play about a full 4 innings here, so they are really not helping me try and keep this episode to a reasonable time, especially if I'm gonna be playing the NLDS and NLCS. That's my plan. But I just said we should be taking it 1 game at a time, and here I am talking about playing the championship series. I shouldn't be thinking of that. We should be thinking about this game, wrapping this one up. So let's hop right in here. We have Blake Snell. He only has 1 hit allowed so far in his start, and let's see what the rest of the story is here. Oh, they're warning me that they're gonna steal right away, but first let's take a look at what they've got going on. Their 1 hit is from Mookie Betts, and he has a stolen base but also got caught stealing. I wonder if he stole second and then got thrown out trying to steal third. That's interesting. We have a couple doubles, man, so it looks like our only 2 hits came in the first inning. Rosario hit a double, Soto doubled him in, and that's all we've been able to do on the scoreboard. So a pitcher's duel here. There we go. Now the runner finally takes off, and it's on a curveball, and Austin Nola with that arm, not really going to be throwing out base runners on curveballs. There we go, though. Challenge Rojas and sit him down on the heat. Oh my god, we can't find the pitch that's going to sit Gavin Lux down. He keeps fouling everything off in the zone and taking everything out of it. And I guess that's just what we had to get to. A 3-2 count, give him a fastball in the zone. Snell sits down a pair, and now we got to extend on this lead. Now, oh, that should have been strike 3. I was not ready for a fastball there. I am lucky that I both held up and that was called a ball. Let's make it pay off. Or let's just be late right again. 90 miles per hour and I'm late. I mean, the reason I was late is because I think like the very first pitch of the at-bat was a fastball and I was out in front of it. So I'm like, oh, I gotta slow the bat down here against Kershaw and his slow heat. And now I've just slowed it down way too far because I'm still, or no, I timed that up. I was just all over the place. And now I'm chasing at 12-6. Rosario, though, there we go. It's going to be his 2nd extra base hit of the game. Oh, no, and I just was under and I guess a little behind that fastball lefty-lefty with Soto, so nothing added on. Kind of had some trouble there with Kershaw, but we got 3 full innings left. Okay, there we go. Jammed Freddie on that inside curveball. Oh, and we pop up Mookie Betts. Another challenge fastball, and it works out again. I swear, these at-bats are going very similarly. I get down, or I get up in an 0-2 count like right away, and then I try and get cute, throw some breaking pitches, throw some off speed to put it away. There's no way, yeah, we don't recover in time. Oh, and we keep the slider in the zone to get JD. That's probably going to wrap up Blake Snell's day on the mound, but he gives us 7 scoreless. Machado, there we go, turning on that fastball, getting us a leadoff base hit. Okay, that's going to get through. I got very worried when I saw that was on the ground, but Nelson Cruz follows it up with a base hit of his own, and we got something cooking here. And that's going to be a 3rd base hit in a row. Nola going the other way. Going to keep playing this station-to-station game, and we have bases loaded. Nobody out. Oh, no, and that's the pitch that I got to be making the big swing on. That's got to be the one that does it. No, oh, God, you really couldn't ask for a pitch better than that to do damage on, and I just didn't wait back long enough. That's a couple that Crohn's missed this AB. And that's probably not going to do anything. Yeah, even with JD Martinez out there, not enough speed, way too shallow. Now it's got to be Christian Arroyo that does it. Still a pretty solid matchup. He's got a good clutch rating, just not as high as CJ Cron's would have been. Not as much power either. It really should have been Cron. And then another one. That is 3 times that I've taken an at-bat with Christian Arroyo, and I've struck out. That's 2. That's back-to-back also for me, where he hasn't been able to hold up on a check swing. No, I tipped it, and they struck me out anyway. That is so bad. You load the bases with nobody out. Can't even bring one around to score with the same pitcher out there the entire time. I am just allergic to the big hit. I'm getting runners on plenty, and then I'm just ending it there. We brought Robert Suarez in, though. He's got to keep this scoreless. He's got to keep them where they're at, because, man, if I didn't score last inning, I don't know if I have any faith in myself scoring a second run if we need to. Okay, Suarez keeps just barely missing the corners here. I feel like that's a good balance. If he's going to take the perfect pitches that I throw that still catch the zone and get called a ball, then sure, line him out. There's another one. Should be a strike by every definition of what a strike is, but they're just laying off of it perfect and getting the call every time. Oh my God, dude. That one didn't touch the zone, but why? Why did the bottom of the order here have a perfect eye? I don't think anybody chased out of the zone out of 7, 8, 9. There we go. We finally get a chase, and it puts him away. No damage done, no runs allowed. We just got to get through one more, and insurance would still be very nice. Oh my God, even when I do everything right, I'm still not really getting results sometimes. Like the amount of swings in these first 2 games already that I have timed up, and I've been slightly above, so it's just beaten right into the ground. It's getting on my nerves. I need something to go right. I need somebody to go deep. I need a couple of hits strung together to actually result in a run, and then I'll start feeling better, but until then, I am on edge. Ahmed Rosario, though, consistently gets results. He's the only one. I had the bloop hit that drove in 2 right away in that first game, the only 2 that scored, and then he's made a couple of good swings in this one. A 3rd double for him in this game. Now we got 3 and 4 due up. Gotta bring him around to score. No. Why am I missing that? Nope. See, I get my guy in scoring position, and then that's it for the hitting in the inning. They're gonna put Machado on for free, so an extra run if I do get a big hit, and it's Nelson Cruz coming up. That's probably why they did it. Do I have anybody better on the bench? I do. I have Cronenworth. We'll do that then. We'll bring in the lefty. Come on, drop in. It did drop in. That's gonna get me a run. I finally did it. I scored a run of my own. It all starts somewhere. Now the bats are starting to wake up, hopefully. Hopefully that's what that means. Okay, beat it into the ground on a pitch right down the middle. That's not a good sign for the bats being woken up, but we did get a run of insurance, make it just that much easier to close this one down. We have Josh Hader coming in. Couple lefties up in a row, but it is one of the tougher parts of the order. It's 2, 3, 4. And 3 and 4 is Freddie and Mookie. Okay, we got to get to this, Soto. He took a second to stand there and evaluate it, but as long as we're getting there, that's fine. Do what you got to do out there, bud. And we sit Freddie down on 3 pitches, 1 to go. And Hader gets a pop-up from Mookie Betts out to right field. Rosario's under it. And there we go. We tie up the series right away. 2-0 win, only giving up 2 hits on the mound. As bad as my hitting has been, our pitching has been good. I mean, I haven't given up a run of my own in these first 2 games, and we need exactly that to make up for my struggles at the plate here if I'm gonna continue struggling at the plate. Maybe we found something there at the end. Couple of hits strung together to drive in a run of my own. Gotta keep that momentum going into these next 2 games on the road. It's actually kind of funny how different my perception of Amed Rosario is and how quickly it's turned around, because in our Nationals March to October and then into franchise, man, he was so bad, so underwhelming at least, that I kind of didn't want anything to do with him. But he has 3 doubles in that last game. I think he's batting .500 so far in the 2 postseason games. He had a great regular season. And now for game 3 on the road, it's another game loading in the 6th inning, tied at 0 this time, so an even playing field. All right, let's get into it here then. This is a big game 3. Whoever wins is 1 win away from advancing. We have Yu Darvish out there. Looks like he's pitching a pretty big game. He's got 9 punch outs through 5. All right, so here we go. It's Mookie Betts to lead it off with the runner on first. We have 79 pitches from Darvish through 5, but he's got a lot of energy left. Wow. Well, let's just see also. We have 3 hits apiece. 0-0 game. Not like looking at what's gone on really matters, but yeah, a lot of strikeouts from either side it looks like, because we also have 10. Ooh, look at that. 3 pitches to sit down Mookie Betts. Man, Will Smith would not bite, and then I try and sneak a fastball by him and he puts it in the bullpen. That is a very unfortunate way to get this game started. Where did that pit? It was inside. I was gonna say it was a yellow release. Could have just as easily been ball 4 if he took it, but of course, every other time these Dodgers would take that pitch just off the plate, it'd get called for a ball, but the one time they swing, it's gotta be when they're all over it. Wow, and we can't even get Trace Thompson to chase strike 3 on really good back-to-back pitches. There we go. Caught him looking up high in the zone. 11 punch-outs for Darvish, but that doesn't mean much anymore after he gave up the lead. All right, there we go. That's what I like. 1 pitch to sit Muncy down, but man, we got some work to do. Only 60 pitches on their side, so we got a lot of work to do to get to the bullpen. And that is the exact type of plate appearance we need if we want to get to that bullpen quick. 10 pitches from Juan Soto to draw the walk. And then I'm going to pop out on 1 pitch. Freddie's getting there, isn't he? Yep, that. Oh, no. Yep, and that was right there for me, too. Late on 94. Nelson Cruz, though. That's at least getting down. I think that's gone. It is gone. Nelson Cruz right away ties this game for us. Our bats are back. I was feeling a little worried once Will Smith went deep and put up 2 with how I've been hitting so far in this series, but right away, Nelson Cruz is erasing that. Oh my God, and Nola? I don't think that's going to go, but that's going to be extra bases. Following up the tying home run, getting someone right in scoring position again. That's exactly what we're looking for. Let's take the lead this inning. Oh my God, Crone just missed that. That's still, I was very close to getting down. If we got behind it a little bit more, that would have gotten down in the gap. Arroyo, come on, stay fair. That is going to stay fair. Christian Arroyo finally with a good swing. Didn't strike out with him this time, and he's given us the lead. Oh, and Grisham, oh man, that needed to get through the legs, not off the foot, but we are gonna be fine. A 3-run 7th inning to erase the lead that the Dodgers got in the 6th and take a lead of our own. Now all we gotta do is hold them. All right, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna stick with Darvish to face Taylor, and then we've got 2 lefties coming up after that, so I'll be going to Mantiply. So this is gonna be the last batter faced of Yu Darvish's day, so let's make it count. And there we go. We get him punching out. I think that's 12 then for Darvish. Yep, 12 strikeouts. So he finishes his day with 12. And now we play the matchups here. Now we get our lefty in to face 2 lefties. And Machado's got that. I left that a little bit higher than I wanted to for a 12-6, but it all works out. Ooh, and then the strikeout on the sinker in, so we did exactly what we needed to do. No more runs allowed, and we've got it set up to go Suarez Hader in the 8th and 9th. But how about before that? How about we pick up another insurance runner too? Oh, and Bogaerts, man, he has been having some issues. He does not have a hit yet in the postseason. Oh, Rosario. Oh, that's tough. Just barely under that. Timed it up great. He does not have enough power in that bat to do anything with that swing. Soto, come on. No, I don't think he got enough. I don't think he got enough. Yep, it's dying at the track. We got to put these guys away, dude. Can't let them keep hanging around like this. All right, well, Robert Suarez it is, and he's got to deal with 2, 3, and 4. JD, Freddie, and Mookie. There we go. His 12-6 gets the first one. That's JD done. Come on. Oh, somebody's got to get there. Well, Bogaerts did get there, but it didn't save the throw that I already registered with Machado. I wonder if we get him there. If it was a seamless transition from me on Machado throwing the ball to Bogaerts, maybe he gets a better animation. I don't know. Oh, that's got to be strike 3. What are we doing? And that, oh my God, Manny Machado is the savior. I mean, he just saved probably the lead there. We probably don't give up the lead on that swing, but that gets to the wall. Freddie's probably making it to 3rd. We have runners on 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, but now we just need 1 more to go. And then we sit down Will Smith on 3 pitches. So defense saves the game in the 8th. We just need 1 more to get through, and I would love to pick up 1 more run at least to feel a little bit more safe. Oh, I really thought Manny had momentum on his side after the diving catch. I thought he was going to do something there. Still having a lot of trouble with sliders righty-righty lately. Look at this. I'm having so much trouble with that pitch. It's easier when it's out of the zone because then I see it and I can take it. Or I guess if it's close enough to the zone, I can't do that. Oh, and then he goes heat. Slider, 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 and then 97 up in, and you're never going to catch up to that. And that's a liner right to Freddie, so no more insurance. Some really well-pitched ABs there, though, except for that last pitch, which I did hit hard. But now it's on Hader to end it. We get to face Trace Thompson right away, who struggles more against lefties, and then we get a lefty-lefty matchup with Muncy after that. And there we go. We get Thompson swinging at the back foot slider. 2 to go. Oh, and that slider not ending up at all where I wanted it to go, but it may have ended up in a better spot. And then another slider gets a ground ball. Arroyo's there, and that's a good win. I kind of wish I would have sustained the offense a bit more than just putting up 3 in 1 inning and then going right back to doing nothing. But at least the bats are trending upwards. I mean, putting up 3 runs on its own is big. Responding to giving up the 2-run bomb early. And now we just need 1 more win to wrap up this series and move on to the next one. And all right, let's see if we can wrap this one up on the road here in Game 4. We don't want to come back home. Don't want to come back home until the start of the championship series. We are down 2-1, another one in the 6th inning. So man, all 4 of these games are going to be about as long as they could go. Wouldn't be shocked if we end up extending the postseason for an extra episode here, just with how long this is taking. All right, well, let's get to it then. Down 2-1. We're going to have a runner on second to start with nobody out, which is actually pretty big. This is a pretty good chance to tie this game right away, especially with Manny Machado up. And it's Walker Buehler out there still on the mound, only 66 pitches in. I'm sure he's got plenty of energy left. And let's see what we're working with here. Xander Bogaerts finally got his first hit of the playoffs. And it looks like that Juan Soto on second base right now was what drove in our only run of the game, because that came here in the 6th inning. So we already have something working. Reese Kinnear has gone 5 solid innings, only the 2 runs allowed, 7 punch outs. We got to pick it up for him, get him out of line for the loss. And that's not going to help. I thought it might get past him, but no. On top of another one, still waiting on the big swing from CJ Cron. I feel like ever since I traded for him, I haven't actually done something like really good with him. This would be the spot for that. Or we can do that. Great job, me. Need this run to come around to score and tie it right away. So let's just ground out to the left side and then pop up to not even advance the runner over. Oh, Rosario almost did it. That's not going to stay fair. I turned on the heat. I haven't been doing a good job of that, and I finally do, and I'm too early. And I was on top of it. The slider gets me again. I swear, man, keep it in the zone and I will swing through it more often than I won't. That is not a good tone setter to come into this game like that and absolutely get shut down with a chance to tie it right away. Reese has got plenty of gas left in the tank though, so I'm leaving him in at least to start the 6th here. Oh no, and I got the yellow release on the curve. If you just get it out of the zone, Trace Thompson is going to flail. There we go. That curve worked that time. Gets Muncy swinging through it. And that one's on the ground. 72 speed is a lot to turn 2 on this, but we do. Good turn, man. I did not think we had a shot at that. All right, let's see it here. Adam Engel's first AB of the series for me. We finally get a game where the lineup I set is in place and it's not against a lefty. And he's looking great, isn't he? 3 pitches, sit him down. Oh my God, and then I'm not doing anything on the pitch that I get right there. Okay, there we go. There's another good swing. Back on the board with one of those. It's only going to get us on first, though, with 2 outs. We got to string some more together. Oh, and that's going to do it for Walker Buehler? Really? A 2-out single? And that means we're going to see Alex Vesia. Got a good matchup here with Bogaerts. Oh, come on. That's getting down at least. Don't bounce over the wall. Do not bounce over the wall. No. Ah, that would have tied the game if it didn't bounce over the wall. That's a bad spot to end up in between. Do I want somebody else up here? Do I not want Cronenworth? I would go to Nelson Cruz, but a lot of the advantage of him facing a lefty isn't even active with the clutch rating right now. You know what? I'm going to stick with Cronenworth. I feel like the last time I was in this situation, I brought in Arroyo and it didn't work, so we'll stick with Cronenworth. And that's what happens when you stick with the lefty-lefty matchup. I should know better. That was actually very close to getting down. All right, we're going to see how far Reese can take us here. I plan on probably giving him the first 3 batters of this inning. So either he gets through another inning, 1, 2, 3, which is no longer going to happen unless we turn 2 again. Okay, there we go. 3 pitches with the curve. That curve is a pretty good pitch. It's gotten a lot of swings and misses when I actually get it where I want it to go. Oh, and then we even touch the zone. Just barely tickle the edges of the zone. And then it gets hit. All right, it goes to Joe Mantiply now. Really sucks that we had to give up 2 base runners and only get 1 out for this part of the lineup to come up. Oh, grounder, we got to get 2 on this. We do get 2 on it. When that got past Mantiply, I was worried. But Bogaerts makes the play. Mantiply gets out of the jam. We still have only 1 run to come back from. And they're going right to a new arm, Blake Trinan, so we got to do it against. I haven't done it against him yet. And that's got to get through. It will. 3-2 count. We got a hanging slider. Man, would I like to do a lot more damage than just a base hit with a guy like Juan Soto on that pitch, but we'll have to take it. Got to turn it into something. Okay, Machado with a great plate appearance. Battled, worked the walk. We've seen 14 pitches from Trinan. We're wearing him down here, but we need the big swing. Somebody's got to come through. Crone needs to come through on that pitch. That's the one. That's also the one, and that's... And then they don't let me hold up on the check swing on the ball way outside. Why am I even pressing the swing at all? Oh my God, I fold once we get runners on base. This is ridiculous. And then we can have the magical moment where we actually time up that slider in that location, and I still find a way to make it a horrible swing. It's all up to Adam Engel, man. I swear, this episode up to this point should be studied for what not to do when you get runners in scoring position. Unless that drops in, no, it won't. So I time up the last 2 pitches. PCI is nowhere near where it needs to be, and we blow another opportunity. We got to do it against the closer. I'm going to hand this one over to Steven Wilson here. It's his first appearance of the postseason up to this point. Need to have a very good shutdown 8th inning from him. Oh my God, and that's a great way to start, isn't it? Not able to sneak the fastball by him at all for a leadoff double. Okay, oh, nope, nobody's going to make the play. Perfect. You'd think Machado and all he can do at third base would have gotten to that. Okay, that's a big strikeout, though. Now a double play ends the inning. That's strike 3 game. That is a perfect pitch in a perfect spot. Why do you never call it? It's got to be something to do with legend difficulty against the CPU. I mean, that pitch gets called. I would say it's actually 50-50 when you're playing online, but it just doesn't get called. That could be our double play we're looking for, though. 51 speed, we're not going to get it there in time. You got to get there, Angle. Why are you reacting like that? You're supposed to be my good fielder out there. All good. No more runs come around to score, and this is it. We got to push one across, or we're going to a sudden death elimination game, and it's gonna be Evan Phillips. I talked a big game earlier with saying that he can never shut me down, it feels like, and then he shut me down. Get another chance, though, a chance at redemption. I think it's the same spot in the order too, 8-9-1 that we faced him the first time. And that's a good start. Austin Nola ripping that one. It's going to be another ground rule double. I'll take that as a start, but with how I've been hitting once we get that runner into scoring position, I can't even feel like secure. I won't feel secure until he actually comes around to score. And you know what? I might see what we can do about getting some speed. Give us every chance we can to try and bring him around. Ha-Sung Kim, 70 speed. That's the most we have off the bench. Yep, and there we go. Folding again right away. I took 2 cutters that broke back door back over the plate, and then I swing at that one breaking inside. Just awful. I didn't even want to swing at that by the end of it. That broke so much that I actually tried to check swing, and no, we can't check swing. The game won't let me. If I press the button and it's in the zone, I have to swing and I have to make contact and I have to make an out, don't I? If I'm being completely honest, though, this is the exact situation that I saw in my head when I thought about bringing Christian Arroyo in. But now we have at least a better matchup. And that's probably not what you want to do if you're Evan Phillips. That brings up Juan Soto. Okay, they did let me check swing that time. That's good. That was a weak grounder waiting to happen. And that's the game. We just saw the game slip away on that foul ball. Oh, it got past him. We're still alive. Juan Soto down the line on a 1-2 count. Drives in the tying run. Go-ahead run moves up to third. We actually came through. I was not kidding when I said we just saw the game slip through our fingers when I fouled off that cutter right down the middle. I thought that was it. Ooh, and they're done with Evan Phillips just like that. Blows the save and he's out of there. Okay. That's better than not letting me hold up and making the out right then and there. Oh, and then I really just struck out with Machado on back-to-back failed check swings. All right, I'm putting the ball in the hands of Robert Suarez to get us to extras then. Oh, Rosario got a good break on that. He's getting there as long as this stays in play. Nice. Machado, you got to make that play. Okay, so he can get to those. And we can't get through the inning clean. Not without having to bring up Freddie, can we? Bringing in some extra speed on first. And I did not want to see this matchup this inning. He's taking an extra lead. Can I maybe? No, I'm not that lucky. Ooh, but he's taking off. Come on, we got Campusano back there. He didn't get him. 99-mile-per-hour fastball. Man, he got an absolutely frame-perfect jump. That's why he was in there. Come on, Rosario, get there again. Make another play. Ah! Oh, but we got him. Couldn't hold up. They're failing check swings also, and we're heading to extras. No, I was late on 91. How was I so far behind that? I guess I just didn't see it as a fastball out of his hand. And then I time it up and I'm on top of it again. Oh my God. Can we just find a way to make solid swings? I run into a couple here and there and then I can't do it again. And then I find a way to even get on top of the fastball at the top of the zone. Unreal. All right, well, we're digging in for the long haul then. Now that it's extra innings, it's going to be Nick Martinez until either we lose, we take the lead, or his arm falls off. There we go. First time keeping Mookie Betts off the base in this game. He was 4 for 4. And we got him. Will Smith couldn't catch up to the two-seam in. And we get Trace Thompson, 3 pitches, chasing the 12-6. Martinez does his job. We're heading to 11. Okay, we're actually not looking completely pathetic this inning. Oh, and Cronenworth following it up, making it pay off. That bounces before the wall, stays in, and 65 speed is plenty to score. We've taken the lead. Looking absolutely terrible in the first 2 at-bats of the inning, but then Bogaerts extends it, and that's all we needed. Gonna see a new pitcher to try and limit the damage here, but we got Soto up. He was the one who kept the game alive in the 9th. Oh, and I got under it. You get under the sinker at the bottom of the zone. End the inning last inning by getting above the fastball at the top. Then this time we get under a sinker at the bottom. But hey, at least we did the damage. We have the lead. And it's all on Josh Hader to send us to the championship series. We have 7, 8, 9 in their order to face also. So really, if there was ever a spot we'd want up to get this done right now, it is this spot. If we would get these, that is an 0-2 count. By the book, that is an 0-2 count. Those are 2 perfect pitches. That's it. I'm telling you guys, legend difficulty against the CPU, it's not 50-50. Okay, it ends up okay in the end. We got the chase on the slider. There we go. 1 left. They're going to the bench. They're not going to let it be lefty-lefty to end it. There's another one. Hader cannot buy a call on that 2-seam fastball. Oh, wait. Angle actually got a good break on it, and he's there. And that wraps up the NLDS against the Dodgers. I had my doubts, guys. I'm not going to lie. I know in the end, a 3-1 series win, seems relatively one-sided. But man, did I have my doubts. I mean, really, we were 1 strike away with Juan Soto in the top of the 9th from this series being tied at 2 and heading to the deciding Game 5. And at that point, who knows? With how inconsistently I've been playing and it all coming down to 1 game, who knows? But we don't have to know. We don't have to find out because we wrapped it up here in Game 4. The Dodgers are in the rear view. And if that is finally the last time that I have to eliminate the Dodgers in a March to October playoff, then man, did I dominate them this year. I mean, I eliminated them in the postseason 3 times straight with the Nationals. I actually, now that I think about it, I don't remember if I played them with the Mets. You'd think if I was in the National League, I would have had to run into them, but for some reason, I don't remember. But if I did, I beat them because we won the World Series with the Mets, and then we played them in the World Series with the Angels and eliminated them then. So now we move on. I don't remember if the matchup was set. I didn't really pay attention to the rest of the bracket, but it's the Braves. So that's who we got to get through to make it to the World Series here in the NL. Now let's see what game 1 is all about. We have a 1-0 lead, another game in the 6th inning. But yeah, you know what? With how long that series went, each individual game starting in the 6th inning and then that last one going to extras, I think we got to call this one here, and then we'll turn the NLCS maybe into its own episode, or we'll combine the championship series with the World Series. We'll figure it out. It's really getting down to crunch time though. There is basically just a week until MLB 24 comes out. I'm running out of time, so to add another episode on is not ideal, but we gotta make sure we fit this in by the time that game comes out. We gotta finish it with these Padres. The greatest season of all time has to finish that way. So guys, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me for this one, and I will see you next time.